Hello everyone, my name is Shrija Mukherjee and the chapter that we'll be learning today is called Bholi by K.A. Abbas. K.A. Abbas or Khwaja Ahmad Abbas was an Indian film director, screenwriter, novelist and journalist in Hindi, Urdu and English languages. He started off his career early as a journalist and then went on to these different fields. He has won numerous awards both in India and internationally. He is known to have introduced neo-realism and socio-realism for the first time in Indian cinema. Now, most of his short stories revolved around the theme of a common man, wherein he actually picked up the life of a common man and described it beautifully. He was also awarded Padma Shri by the Government of India in the year 1969. Some of his very famous works include Sheher aur Sapna, Bholi, Neecha Nagar, Indira Gandhi, The Last Post, etc. Alright, moving on to the summary of the story. Now, this is a story about a very young and simple girl called Bholi. Her real name was Sulekha, but people used to call her Bholi from her childhood. Bholi means simpleton, and simpleton means a person who can be fooled very easily or a foolish person in general. Now, why was she called Bholi? Because when she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the bed and had hit her head, which is said to have damaged one part of her brain. Also, when she was 2 years old, she got a smallpox attack which completely disfigured her entire body with pock marks. And this is why she was backward or she was slow. That is, she could not do what other children could do at that age. And that is why she was considered to be foolish and not intelligent. And that is why people called her Bholi. Now, Bholi could not speak till the age of 5. She used to stammer. Stammering means speaking like in short intervals. Say, for example, Bholi, like that. And all her friends made fun of her. Some of her siblings even mimicked her. They imitated her. They copied her. And everyone made fun of her. Now, this was one of the reasons Bholi was always quiet and she never really spoke to anybody much. Her parents were very worried about her because Bholi was the fourth daughter of Numbedar Ramlal. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and Bholi was the youngest of them all. All her brothers had studied in schools and they had gone to cities to study in big colleges, and all the sisters were very beautiful and healthy, so it was never difficult to find a bridegroom for them. But her parents were very worried about Bholi because they felt that she would never get married because she was neither beautiful nor she had intelligence. And that is why they were very worried about her. When Bholi was 7 years old, her sister Mangala got married. At the same time, a primary girls' school was opened in the village. The Tehsildar, who had come to the opening ceremony of the school, told Ramlal that he is a revenue officer. That means he is a government official. And as a government official, he should set an example for the villagers by sending his daughters to school. That is, he should encourage education for girls in the village. Ramlal was very confused about this and he went home and asked his wife about the same. His wife was totally against it. She said, if we send the girls to school, who will marry them? But Ramlal was now very confused because Ramlal could not disobey the Tehsildar. That is when his wife gave him an idea. She said, why don't we send Bholi to school? Because anyways there's very little chance of her getting married with her ugly face and lack of sense. So let the teachers only worried about her. One burden is off our head. Now this is how Bholi was first decided to be sent to school in a very unusual circumstance of things or as a means to reduce the burdens off the heads of her parents. The next day, Ramlal forcefully held Bholi's hand and said, Bholi, today we are going to school. Now Bholi got very scared because she remembered that some time back, in a very similar situation of things, her cow Lakshmi was sold off in the same manner. Bholi thought that her parents were going to sell her because she was ugly and not intelligent. But Bholi noticed that Ramlal asked his wife to get her dressed nicely. Now this was something Bholi found very weird because even though we understand that when there are many siblings in a person's house, the elder sibling's clothes do get passed on to the younger sibling. But Bholi had never received any new clothes. Nobody ever cared about washing her clothes. She was never bathed, and nobody used to ever oil her hair. That's why when today she received clean clothes, even though they were old, they were clean clothes, and her mother rubbed oil on her dry and matted hair, she realized that maybe this place where she is going to be taken is a place better than home. Now, when they reached school, Ramlal handed over Bholi to the headmistress and just left. Now, Bholi was very new to that place, so she was very scared. The headmistress took her to one of the classes and asked her to sit in one of the corners. When Bholi sat there, she saw so many girls around her age, and she felt so nice looking at that many girls of her age, and she really hoped that at least one of them could become her friend. Now, Bholi had never been to school before. This entire experience was very new to her. When she saw the children were already in their classrooms, they were sitting on mats, they were writing on slates, or they were reading books, Bholi felt very different. The teacher was trying to say something in class, but Bholi was not able to understand anything. And that is why she started looking at the pictures on the wall. And that made her feel so nice and refreshing. She saw pictures of a horse which was just brown like the Tehsildar's horse. She saw a goat which was black like the neighbor's goat. She also saw a cow which just looked like Lakshmi, and all of this made her so happy. Suddenly she realized that Bholi's teacher was standing right next to her, and she asked her Bholi's name. But Bholi could not say it. She tried to say it, but she stopped midway because she was stammering. At this point, Bholi was so scared that she started crying because she was not able to tell her name. Also, she was looking down continuously, and she dared to not lift her head up because she was scared that everybody in the classroom was already laughing at her. When the school bell rang, all the girls ran out of class. However, Bholi was so scared that she continued to sit in the corner. Now that is when her teacher approached her and called out her name. The teacher's voice was so soft and soothing that Bholi was almost touched. She had never been spoken to nicely in her life. The Bholi's teacher asked her to say her name, and she continuously kept encouraging Bholi till she properly said her name. She even affectionately or very caringly, lovingly patted her back, saying Shabash when Bholi was finally able to say her name. The teacher told Bholi that the only thing that is stopping her from learning is the fear that she has inside her heart. Once she lets go or gets rid of this fear, she will be able to learn and speak like everyone else. The teacher gave her a book with beautiful pictures and promised her that once she finished learning this book, she would give her a bigger book and then an even bigger book till she finally finished learning everything. Listening to all of this, Bholi got a new hope in her heart. She was almost surprised that somebody could believe that Bholi could learn something, and she wanted to be normal and she wanted to be like everyone else. She felt suddenly as if all the bells in the temple were ringing and all the flowers in the village had blossomed, all the trees in the village had blossomed into big red flowers. Her heart was full of hope and a new life. Now years passed and everything had developed in the village. The primary school had become a high school. There were new cinema theatres in cinema halls in the village, and everything had developed. Bholi had received a proposal for marriage from a certain person called Bishamber, who was a very well-to-do grocer and who had a house of his own. The only problem was that this man was Bholi's father's age. He used to limp, and his children from the first marriage were even older than Bholi. However, Ramlal's wife just wanted to get rid of the girl. She was eager to get her married, and she said that we should definitely accept Bishamber's proposal because firstly they weren't asking for dowry, secondly he's from a rich household, and his wife believed that if they said no to this proposal, nobody in the world would ever marry Bholi. And since this man is from a different village, he does not know about Bholi's lack of intelligence or Bholi's pock marks, and therefore he agreed to marry her. and it would be best to just get her married at this point and not wait for it anymore. While her parents were whispering all of this, from the other end of the courtyard, Bholi heard the entire thing. Since Bholi's groom was very rich, now on the day of the marriage, the procession that came was very grand. There was a big party of friends and relatives. There was a brass band which was playing popular Hindi film tunes, and the groom was riding on a very decorated horse. It was a very grand and pompous show, and Ramlal was overjoyed and almost shocked that Bholi's marriage could have such a grand entry. And his sister and her sisters were very jealous of her. Now, during the auspicious moment when they were just about to get married, Bholi's veil fell off her head. Bholi at that time was wearing a red silken bridal dress. The veil that was adorned on her head suddenly fell off, and Bishamber noticed her face, which was full of pockmarks. He went to his friends and he told his friend that she has pockmarks, and his friend told, so what? You are also not young, no? That time Bishamber got an idea in his head. He said, I will only marry this girl if I get 5,000 rupees. Everybody in the wedding was shocked. Ramlal even went and told Bishamber that please don't embarrass me in front of everybody. Take 2,000 rupees and get married. However, Bishamber was not ready to negotiate. He said, 5,000 rupees or I will not get married to this girl. Ramlal had tears in his eyes. He went inside the house, started counting the notes, came with 5,000 rupees and placed it at the feet of the groom. This greedy Bishamber now finally had a smile on his face. He took the garland and was about to put it around Bholi when Bholi now lifted her veil herself. And this time she was not looking down. She was looking straight into her prospective husband, that is Bishamber's eyes, with a lot of anger, rage and cold contempt. She was so angry with him that when Bishamber was about to put the garland around Bholi's neck, she came out like lightning, took the garland and put it in the fire, and the garland was burned. She was loud and clear, without stammering, and she told, Father, take your money back. I am not going to marry this man. Everyone in the room was shocked. A lot of people started even commenting on her, saying that she is ugly and shameless. But Bholi did not budge. She said that she will not marry this man. Ramlal screamed at Bholi and said, have some respect for our izzat. Have some value for our izzat. Do not bring disgrace to the family. Izzat means respect. However, Bholi said, for your izzat, I was going to marry this man. But now I realize that I am not going to marry this greedy man who has no sense and who is heartless. Ramlal just stood there helplessly. At this point, one of the aunties in the crowd said, oh my god, she's such a shameless girl. I used to think that she was a harmless dumb cow. Bholi got very angry at this and she violently turned at the auntie and she said, yes, because I was a cow, all of you wanted me to get married to this heartless dumb creature. But yes, now this cow, now this stammering fool is speaking. Do you want to hear more? All of this was said by Bholi without stammering. She clearly said everything. Ramlal just stood there helplessly. Soon the entire crowd went and the fire completely died down. Now Ramlal turned to Bholi. But what about you? No one will marry you now, Bholi. What do we do with you? To this, Bholi, or as the author says, Sulekha, replied in a firm voice. She said, Father, don't worry. I will take care of you during your old age, and I will teach in the same school where I learned so much. At this point, she turned to look at her teacher in order to seek confirmation. Yes, her teacher was standing at the corner the entire time. Bholi's teacher was smiling, as if agreeing to what Bholi had done. She was feeling a sense of accomplishment, a sense of success, And the author says that this kind of success is very similar to what an artist feels when he completes his masterpiece. This is to say that Bholi's teacher's masterpiece was what she had turned Bholi into from what she was in the beginning of the story, as we know. So this brings us to the end of the story, the Bholi story Bholi. Now this story is very emotional on a lot of aspects, and it tells us a lot of evils in society that still exist despite our society progressing so much. Now, although we understand that this story was set during the older days, however, we do realize that these are some of the things that still exist in India today. But what do we learn from this story? We learn from this story that beauty is not what is seen on the outside. Real beauty is what lies inside the soul. A kind, a pure, a warm person who treats other people well, who treats everyone equally, and who is nice to everyone is a beautiful person. We also learn that nobody in this world is perfect. Everybody at some or the other point in their lives is faced with problems. The real test is not to get scared of them or to be afraid of them. It is to face that fear. It is to take the fear, throw it out, and overcome or get rid of the problem and emerge as a successful person out of that problem. Lastly, a backdrop that we learn from this story is that education is a very powerful tool and girls should be encouraged to be educated. Now think of it, if just think of this scenario that if Bholi was not educated, would she have been able to stand for herself? Would she have known that she was being wronged, or would she have accepted this entire thing that yes, oh, I am ugly and I am not intelligent and hence I deserve to be married to a heartless, ruthless and old man? Education is what made Bholi understand the difference between right and wrong, and education is what helped her know that she was being wronged by getting married to a person who was an unequal match. And that is why education is such an important tool. So this brings us to the end of this very beautiful chapter written by K.A. Abbas. I hope you all have understood, and thank you so much for watching.